I don't know if I'm on board the whole AI hype train. Like, I understand fundamentally it's going to change the world.
Yes.
I just don't know if personally I'm going to be somebody who uses AI tools every single day.
You already probably do in a lot of ways.
In fact, the only AI tool that I really use on a weekly basis is AI text-to-speech, where a viewer can donate me a message and it's read out loud by a famous character. It uses AI to make whatever message sound like that famous person.
Right.
I'll just play you an example. This is the one that I received the most.
SpongeBob. Oh, 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 SpongeBob.
You get the idea. And that certainly isn't legal. Like,
that's why I stopped doing TTS, by the way. I did TTS one day on stream, and I made $7,000. I said it's not enough. It's not worth it. I just turned it off. I turned the shit off. I said, no, I don't want to deal with this shit.
I don't own the IP, and I'm positive if Nickelodeon heard that, SpongeBob having a huge orgasm for $10 that goes to, like, goes to my mods, but technically goes to like me, my company, they wouldn't be cool with that. But there's no real recourse for it right now. There's no legislation. There's no checks and balances for AI, but they are coming, and they are coming fast because there are big problems brewing for OpenAI. Now, one of the biggest ones is them stealing from me.
Oh.
If you don't know, OpenAI basically needs to feed ChatGPT a lot of text. A lot of text.
Yeah, of
and
course.
They've taken every goddamn website, every goddamn thread, every tweet, every book you can take, and they ran out of English text. They're like, they damn ran out of it. So what do they turn to? They turn to transcribed videos because there's a lot of footage, there's a lot of videos on the internet. If you transcribe it, you get a lot of text. And they transcribed YouTube videos and then fed that to create ChatGPT 4, which is their best and brightest ChatGPT yet, or whatever. And that is illegal. All right. I still own the copyright of my videos, even if I upload them onto YouTube. They cannot be used by another independent site to make their program better or whatever. But there's no legislation at the moment because AI is innovating faster than law does. The same thing happened.
Let's be real. DMCA was made in 1998. We're still using it. By the time that we have laws for AI, we're going to have portable black holes to solve the problem with pollution. Everybody's going to have like their own, quantum black hole in their house that they're going to just put all their garbage into. Yeah, we're going to be dead by then. It's going to be over.
With vapes, it happens periodically throughout history. Internet, whatever you want to draw the comparison to. But it's not just that's the problem. It's also directly taking the likeness, and I think we're going to find an answer out on whether or not I can use SpongeBob's voice because of the most recent AI controversy. And this all started a week ago when OpenAI announced GPT-4o. All right, and this is basically a text-to-speech or a voice-activated AI assistant. And it's really, really good. I mean, in this demo, they showed two different AI assistants talking to each other.
I always love whenever there are the cavemen that see a current version of AI and think, this is stupid. People think this is good. This isn't good. This is dumb. It's not real. I can tell that it was wrong about this.
An example of this AI voice assistant teaching this kid how to do his math homework.
Now, looking at the triangle, which side do you think is the hypotenuse?
I've seen this before.
Remember the hypotenuse?
I'm not totally sure. I think it might be this one, but I really am not sure. This side AC.
You're close. Actually, side AC is called...
I wonder if you can program the voice assistant to be like, wow, you really think that's it? So I guess you're retarded. Well, we want to try again anyway, though. Can you, program it to be abusive? I wonder.
Adjacent side to the angle alpha.
And that's, really impressive. Not just the fact that it understands what the kid is saying and providing correct information. I think it's B to A, I'm pretty sure. But also just the way the AI assistant speaks. like super naturally and fluidly like a real human. Here's some more examples. This is the feature that I think is the coolest. It can do real live translation. All you need is your phone and this GPT-4o feature. You throw it on the table and you can speak with someone in a different language. It'll translate everything for you.
Hey, how's it been going? Have you been up to anything interesting recently?
Hola, ¿cómo te ha ido? ¿Has hecho algo interesante últimamente?
Hola, bien. Sí, un poco ocupado aquí preparando un evento para la semana que viene.
Apparently, people said this was really
Hey,
good.
I've been good. Just a bit busy here preparing for an event next week.
Not only is that incredibly fast, it also is
It's very
just
good, yeah.
incredibly fluid, native. All right,
I'm not
that can
bilingual, I
turn a
just speak
conversation
American.
that might be robotic currently, if you were
Yeah.
to try to translate with like Google Translate, to a full-on conversation about like politics, religion, war, whatever you wanted, with someone that you literally do not speak the same language with. Now, there is one thing that people have noticed with GPT-4o, which is that it kind of sounds like it wants to fuck you. I mean, I don't know another way to phrase it. The voice just kind of...
Well, yeah, but that's what's supposed to get people excited. You see, I think that about 85% of the excitement around AI has to do with having sex with it somehow. Like, somehow. Like, and I think 85% might even be a low number. It could be 95.
sounds
Yeah.
like sexually it is attracted to you.
Of course.
And it is trying to make a move. I'll just play this clip.
Well, if people wanted to talk to a girl that wasn't sexually attracted to them, they wouldn't be on the computer in the first place. Let's be real. This is supposed to be better than real life, right?
Few minutes, I'm going to be interviewing at OpenAI. Have you heard of them?
OpenAI? Huh? Sounds vaguely familiar. Kidding, of course. That's incredible, Rocky. What kind of interview?
Well, it's for a software engineering role, but I just need to know, do I look presentable, professional?
His hair is fucked up.
Well, Rocky,
Hair sucks.
you definitely have the I've been coding all night look down,
Yeah.
which could actually work in your favor.
Now, this is one of the 5 OpenAI GPT-4o voices. It's called Sky, but it is definitely their most popular and the one that they use in the demo that was seen like millions and millions of times around the world and is reminding a lot of people of a movie that came out a little over a decade ago called Her. And this is obviously like the Joaquin Phoenix
Isn't
movie.
it crazy how like this movie came out 10 years ago and it's like it didn't even take 10 years? It's like, y'all remember back in like the 80s and the 90s, like the sci-fi movies are like, yeah, in the year 2015, there's going to be flying cars and they're going to resurrect dinosaurs with lightsabers and shit. And like now it's like, yeah, in, the near future 2050, people are going to have sex with robots. And it's like, oh, that takes too long. Let's just do it next year instead.
Where he has this AI assistant, very similar, and the AI assistant is who he eventually falls in love with.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Samantha. Good morning, Theodore.
Morning.
You have a meeting in 5 minutes. You want to try getting out of bed?
You're too funny.
And it's that similar kind of flirty conversation, and it's voiced by Scarlett Johansson. So when this whole announcement came out with GPT-4o, Scarlett Johansson dropped a statement and said she was shocked and angered when she heard OpenAI's ChatGPT voice sounded like her. And OpenAI fired back, and they said, hey, we heard the concerns about Sky. We're going to pause the use of the Sky voice while we address them. And a lot of people were like,
Sky is the best voice. This is seriously the worst decision. Universal Basic Scarlett Johansson. You say Sky's voice isn't her, but a different voice actress. So what are you waiting to address? See, and this is the reality, is that the normies don't care. This is what I think a lot of people and like celebrities and influencers don't understand in the entertainment industry, is that normies don't care about somebody else using your voice because they don't understand the nuances of how is that valuable. And here it even goes farther than that. It's not that they're too stupid to understand it. They just don't care.
dude, what the hell? All right. If it wasn't even Scarlett Johansson as
That's
the
it.
voice actor and you just used another voice actress that kind of sounds like her, what's the big deal? And in it, OpenAI also says, hey, we believe that AI voices should not deliberately mimic a celebrity's distinctive voice. Sky's voice is not an imitation of Scarlett Johansson, but belongs to a different professional actress using her own natural speaking voice. So they didn't even use, they're saying, like footage of ScarJo in movies. They just used someone who like maybe sounds like her coincidentally. I don't know.
Well, they obviously wanted it to sound like her, but wanting it to sound like her isn't illegal. Yeah, I want to do something that sounds kind of like this. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's assuredly not coincidental, though. How do I know that? Because Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, tweeted out the day of their announcement of GPT-4o, Her, the title of the movie with Joaquin Phoenix and Scarlett Johansson, which is just a huge fumble. Just don't tweet that out. Maybe you get away with this. Maybe a little highway robbery. He fucks up. He tweets out Her. But then Scarlett Johansson also drops a statement where she said she was offered by Sam Altman in September to be the voice for GPT-4o. To be.
What does she expect is going to happen? Why would they? This is the thing. Why wouldn't they just use somebody that sounds like you and do it anyway? Of course, that's what's going to happen.
The AI assistant voice like the movie Her. They clearly watched the movie Her at OpenAI. They're like, hey, man, this is fucking perfect. This is exactly what we want. We want to make this come to life. Let's get the girl from the movie.
Right, yeah, of course.
But for personal reasons, she was like, nah, I don't want to do it. Maybe it makes her feel weird. I don't know. I think it's fair. She says no. And then they decided to pursue a voice that sounds eerily similar to the point where a lot of ScarJo's friends were like, hey, is that you? And she had to be like, no, it's not me. You know, and to be fair, it does kind of sound like her. And then 2 days before they dropped the ChatGPT 4o demo, they asked her again. And before she could reply, they just launched it. They launched the Sky Voice. And the fact that they paused the Sky Voice, to me, makes it feel like, there's probably some internal memos.
Yeah, it does seem like they're probably worried about something, or they're getting rid of it for now so they can be like legally secure, etc. It's fair she said no, but she can't be mad if it's not her and it sounds like it. Yeah. It's like, you think about like, what is the implication of that? You can't have anybody that even sounds like me? What the fuck? What? That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. That's wild, yeah.
Okay. If we were able to subpoena, I bet we would see a few Slack messages saying, hey, let's get someone who sounds like ScarJo.
Yeah.
And ScarJo, I think we'll find an answer not only to...
I'm going to be honest. Getting somebody that sounds like you, I don't think that should be illegal. I think that is an insane overstep. If it's not you, then it's not you. They're not marketing it as you. They're not saying it's being voiced by you. That is insane. Like, I'm just being honest here. I feel like it's not even a question.
Is OpenAI allowed to use a voice that sounds similar to ScarJo? But am I allowed to play a text-to-speech of SpongeBob coming his little damn head off for $10 that goes to my moderator? So am I allowed to do that?
Obviously
is that allowed?
Not. Obviously not. Obviously fucking not. It's not even a question whether it's allowed or not. It's obviously not allowed because the character's introducing himself as SpongeBob. Now, you could probably have a case for it if, like, because at the beginning of this is 8:32.
I'll just play you an example. This is the one that I received the most.
SpongeBob, oh.
See, he says it. It's totally different. It is. It's completely different. Like, I'm sorry. Like, yeah, it's totally different.
Because ScarJo gets answers, baby. She won a lawsuit against Disney, man.
Oh.
That's the millennia of lawsuits. You beat Disney, you can beat anyone. So I think we're going to find out an answer very, very soon. There's a lot more lawsuits and a lot more answers and a lot more regulation that need to be figured out with AI. And I'm sure in the next year, we will have maybe just some insight on how far we get. But until then, SpongeBob will be playing on every single one of my piss breaks. It's not my decision. It's my chat decisions. It's how it goes. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe. All right, see you later. Goodbye. Goodbye. It's my new streamer, by the way. I hope you like it. All right, subscribe. See you later. Bye.
What do y'all think? Because, like, my opinion on this is that I don't think that she has any grounds to tell them that they can't do it just because it sounds like her. I think that's an outrageous overreach. I don't think she owns, like, the idea that there's a voice that sounds like her. It's an insane overreach. It is. But what if it is her? Then she probably does have grounds. I would say, yeah, she probably does. They actually need to prove that it's not her? No, they don't. They don't need to prove that it's not her. She has to prove that it is her. Yeah, the burden of proof is on the accuser. It's her likeness, though? Well, let's use the word likeness. You know what else is close to likeness? Is like. It sounds like her. Just because something sounds like her doesn't necessarily mean it's using her likeness. Guilty until proven innocent chatters. Yes, I feel like them removing it, they showed their hand. They almost admitted it. I think they could have... Yeah, I think that you're right, by the way. And I think that also, if they had never... If, like, I don't know what the fuck... Like, this is so, like... I mean, I feel like a lot of the guys that work at OpenAI and do shit like this, I feel like they've got to be smart dudes, right? I mean, like, they have to be, right? But, like, how's he going to be tweeting this, though? This seems like kind of a fuck-up. Well, how do you fucking tweet? This seems like a big fuck-up. Why would you tweet this? Absolutely. Yeah, you're basically own-goaling yourself. Well, maybe he's smart at one thing, just not at Twitter. And so, yeah, this definitely didn't do himself any favors. Yeah, if they had never talked to her and never collabed with her and just looked for somebody that sounded like Scarlett Johansson, then yeah, I feel like they're totally in the clear. But if they did use her voice and everything, then yeah, they probably owe her a bit of money. That's definitely it. If they wanted to recreate the AI from the movie, it just so happens that she voiced the character. Yeah, I'm just saying that the law exists, not far that this is an extension of that. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I personally don't think it's going to go anywhere, and I also think that it's a really big overreach that she thinks that she can suppress what somebody is talking about or what somebody is saying. Or like, you know, somebody else who has a voice that sounds like her. I think that unless they actually used her voice in order to make the character, she doesn't have a case, in my opinion. I think it's completely unfair.